There's no way you can make a game so bad that we are breaking records and having game reviewers like IGN, the game reviewer that gives everything a good score, saying your game is actually terrible. I'm gonna talk about all the stuff that's going on with Concord. First, let me tell you about the current player count, which does not look good at all. There are only 93 people playing as the time of recording this, with a peak of around 100-ish players, and then a peak player count all time of 660. So I'm gonna give y'all a little rundown of what Concord is for anyone who's unaware of this dog pile of a game. Concord is a 6v6 hero shooter. So just imagine if you took Overwatch, Guardians of the Galaxy, and whatever comes out of you after you've eaten that golden corral, and guess what? You've made Concord. You're probably sitting there thinking, yo, Novely, you're trolling about this game too much. It can't be that bad. Well, I'm gonna start with the characters for you. I don't know if you're a sane person, but to me, I actually never had the dreams of playing as whatever the Grits had that morning, but that's a character in this game. What, you don't like that option? Well, have you ever considered playing as Zarya if she never hit the gym? You see what I'm getting at? These characters are very unappealing. Like, look at this. This is Bastion if he never decided to take Ozempic. They're not appealing in any way, shape, or form. Either that or they're really bland. Hey, girl in suit, it looks like you just grabbed her from an extra off of Star Wars. Not that creative, if you ask me. Well, if you want to talk about not being creative, let me take you to some of these game modes, which, if you couldn't tell, are just taken from other modes. Hey, guess what? Capture the point. I don't want to give you deja vu or beat a dead horse into the ground, but I think you're starting to get the point. Oh, except for that one. That one is actually their creative game mode called Rivalry, and is the one mode that's actually different from the others. Guess what? You get to go in, play the game, and once you win, you can't play as that character anymore. So basically, good fuck you as, hey, you're good with this character? Well, guess what? You just won with her, so you can't play her again. Let's go! Banning characters from not being able to be played again, all because you did well with them. Wow, so entertaining and so fun. Okay, I can go on and on joking about why the game is so bad, but I'm gonna stop here. The reality is Concord, I mean, it's not that bad of a game, honestly. It's just very uncreative. It's very mid. It's the definition of making a safe game, and on top of that, you have to pay $40 to play the game when you could just play Overwatch. Marvel Rival's gonna come out, that's gonna be free, so it's just no reason to even want to play Concord. And apparently everybody else feels that way because they have historically low numbers in sales, and guess what? Even without being able to track the PlayStation 5 side with Steam charts alone, they're able to tell this to the point where IGN made an article about it. IGN! You know how your game has to be for IGN to talk about how your game is? In the article, they say, is Concord actually selling that badly? Fortunately for Sony, yeah. With historically low numbers like ones being experienced by Concord, have a tendency to be used to drive a narrative that don't paint a full picture. That's not what's happening here. Liam Dean, principal analytic of Omedia, said the Steam numbers are so bad that even without the exact data on PS5 side, we can be pretty certain that the game is doing very badly. Other analysts were able to share a bit of insight on PlayStation side, with me, per Circana analyst Matt Pescatella, citing Circana's player engagement tracker on Monday, August 26th. Concord ranked 147 in the US PS5 daily active players across all titles, with fewer than 0.2% of Monday's activity of Monday's active PlayStation 5 players playing the game. And the analyst Simone Carles, who authors the GameDiscover.co newsletter, estimated that Concord's total sales are sitting at around 10k units on Steam and around 15k on PlayStation. He responded to my email Wednesday, August 28th, 2024. Now, do I honestly believe that they sold 25,000 copies in total? I don't know. It definitely is possible, you know, but you could put a little bit of speculation to that. Obviously, the data they're also using is only based on public users, so there are private users that could also have this game, be playing it, all of that. But even if that was the case, that there are 25k players, mind you, across two different platforms, PlayStation and Steam, that would still be the biggest turbo flop ever. Recently, not even really recently, a month ago, Marvel's Rivals had a closed beta, meaning you had to get a code in order to play the beta. And guess how many players were in that? Well, I'll give you a hint. More than 25k. It was around 52k plus, which is insane because to get a code, you either had to sign up. If you were unlucky to do that, that means you had to wait for your friend to level up and then give you a code, or if that was not possible, go on toy shops and wait there and try and get one off of that, which I can tell you, as I tried to get one for one of my friends, is actually a lot harder than you think. When the site would refresh, that bitch would crash, meaning that if you got a code, you were trying your ass off to get one. But I know why? Because the game was actually good. And that's what it all boils down to, is the game was unique. It was different. It was fun to play. Concord is none of those things. And even the players that are happy to play it are starting to have some issues with the game. That being loading into matches in time. If you check the Reddit for Concord, you can see a lot of people complaining about this because, I mean, it's a live service game. If your game is not continuously improving, having or gaining players, that means that it is eventually going to fall off and fail, as people who are playing are just going to leave and do something else, meaning that the people that are staying there are going to have worse experience. And I can tell you about the experience from some parts I picked on Reddit. Can't find a game on the official r/Concord games. Just try searching for Brawl 3 times, and each time the matchmaker has timed out. Was anyone else having this issue getting into a game? So just waited 8 minutes for matchmaking, and then it timed out. I love the game and want to play it. Unfortunately, I can't wait 8 minutes plus between games. Decided to play something else and come back on peak hours. This really doesn't look promising at all. Those are just from 2 people I saw on Reddit, and I would probably assume other people would be having this problem but just not voicing it. It wouldn't be surprising if, hey, you wait around 7-ish minutes to get into a match and then it does not load, so you just decide, hey, I'm gonna go play something else. And it is true, in some of these comments people even say, hey, for me it's 40 seconds, for me I load in super quick, I don't know what you're talking about. And that is possible, but I'm just saying, if it even is happening to small parts of the player base, they're just not gonna play the game. And if that starts happening more and more, then even these people that are saying they're having 40-second queues, it's gonna start happening to them as well. This just shows that Concord really isn't performing as well as they would hope or thought it would do, and that's what people are looking into. What caused us to be such a turbo flop? Well, IGN, the same article I showed you earlier, thinks that it's because of the poor marketing and it being in an oversaturated genre, which does not bode well when the other people are free and you're making people pay 40 bones to copy your game. And a lot of people look at that and think, hey, I mean, Sony did release another game called Helldivers that was costed money and people did pay for it. The issue with that is it's different. It was something unique. It was something that people saw and was like, oh, how do they want to jump into that? People see this and just think, hey, I mean, why would I not just play Overwatch? It just kind of looks like that, but instead you turn the gravity all the way down. I would not be surprised as why people are looking at this and being like, oh my god, I gotta jump at the opportunity to try it. It's kind of just a little bit at the end of the day. Along with that, it's a PlayStation game, and Helldivers almost had the same issue where they need you to make a PlayStation account, which quite literally is just unavailable in certain regions, so they cannot reach those places to begin with. Maybe somebody from that region did see the game and would have played it, but because Sony's forcing you to make a PlayStation account, you're kind of screwed. You can't do that, and that sucks, because when your game's looking like this, I don't think you can afford to cut off any region of players. Even though it was upfront and you would be aware that this had to happen, that does not stop it from cutting off people from playing it to begin with. Overall, Concord is just not a great game. One of the biggest flops of the year, which is insane, because I think we're witnessing so many games go down in history as being complete dog shit. One of these other games being like Dustborn. How do you make games like this that are that bad? Who are you making these games for? Because I don't think any gamer is even playing them. But I don't know. Those are just my thoughts and opinions. And if you think I'm wrong, an idiot, they're so dumb. I don't know what I'm talking about. The best place to tell me that would be in the comment section down below. And if you did make it to the end of this video and you loved it or just enjoyed it a little bit, please give me a like. I would really appreciate it. And subscribe if you want to see more content like this. But that's enough for me. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.